The two-state solution idea. They don't. Why are we lying to ourselves? They don't want a two-state solution. They want Israel to be absolved. They do not want a Jewish state. They made it clear, I don't know for how many years. Netanyahu, they removed Jews from Gaza and gave it to them. And what did they do in return? They elected a terrorist organization that extracted funding and resources from them to build tunnels to create terrorism against Israel. They cannot live in peace with these people. They continue to fight against Israel and the Jewish state.
This was incredible. The officer Tatum went on Piers Morgan, and I am not one to record after a holiday, after Rosh Hashanah. I decided to record because I love the officer Tatum and what he's doing. And he went on, Piers Morgan to debate Dave Smith, and I believe wiped the floor with him. Here's a few clips of him versus Dave Smith on Piers Morgan. Take a look.
Officer Tatum, do you think, Officer Tatum, that Palestinians should have the same rights, human rights, as Israelis?
Let me put it in perspective. There was a war that was fought.
It's a yes or no.
I will. Let me get to it. I will.
No, you can't equivocate.
I will answer it.
You either believe that or you don't. The reason I'm asking you, it's so central.
Let me start with your. Let me answer your question first.
It's so central.
Let me answer your question first. Yes.
Okay. Good.
The answer is yes.
Good.
But let me articulate that there was a war fought, and Israel won the war, so they don't have to do anything for anybody.
Wait, what war are you talking about?
1948. Was that not a war that was fought? They got attacked on all sides.
There's been many wars
after they rejected the two-state solution. After they rejected the two-state solution, a war was fought. They won. Every war that has been fought, Israel has won. They've been victorious. They don't owe Palestinians anything, but they're peaceful people.
Which war gave them? Which war gave them the right?
They don't owe them. They don't owe Palestinians anything.
Right. Yeah. No, actually, I mean, they only owe them what we all owe each other, I suppose. But what
I mean,
war
you can make that argument, but that's not a real argument.
Yeah, it is. What war did Israel win that gave them the right to occupy the Palestinians in perpetuity for all of history?
Let's bring into, but first of all, I don't know why you think it's an occupation. Jews have lived in Israel since the beginning of time, never ceasing to exist in Israel. They were the majority, became the minority.
Yes,
they never ceased to exist
are not
in Israel.
Related at all.
Let me finish.
Let
me finish. What I'm saying is that
I think it's an occupation because it's a military occupation.
What I'm saying is that Jews have entitlement to the land. Palestinians don't have exclusive entitlement. So when a war is fought, the Jews can make the decision what they do with Palestinians or not. Just like in America, we can say what we want to do with the Native Americans or not.
Ask you,
let me finish my point and I'll answer your question.
Okay, sure.
Just real quick, it'll be a couple seconds. But because we have humanity and dignity, we allow for Native Americans in America to have reservations, and we support them in all of the above. Because Israel and Jews have dignity, they allow them to have swaths of the West Bank, and they allow them to have Gaza, where they elected their own government system. Now, do Israel have control? I see why. Can't you see? If they had absolutely no control, they had no idea what was coming in through the southern border, through the sea, how much more of a terrorist attack would we see in Israel? It would be even more massive. So I understand that. But when they were offered a two-state solution, why did they reject it?
I think Officer Tatum makes valid points. If it were the other way around and the Muslims were in control, there would be a mass casualty. There wouldn't be any talk of a two-state solution. There wouldn't be any talk about, people coming together and giving away land to the Jews. They would kick the Jews off day one, and there would be nobody to stop them. Here is another clip of the same debate in which they're debating, again, the two-state solution and why, really Israel has no obligation to create a Palestinian state.
You say that, hey, look, Hamas, even if you say that, hey, look, Hamas goes down into the bomb shelters and leaves the civilians up there to be bombed. Okay, but then ain't there a moral question about whether it's the right thing to do? What they should do is embrace a two-state solution, ultimately.
It sounds cute to act as if they're just indiscriminately bombing people. They're doing strategic strikes. They have to get approval to do strikes. We know that they're doing it. People don't like it. It's ugly. I get it. I hate that it's happening. I would have ended the war in 48 hours, and it would have been a mass casualty situation. However, we would have been done quicker, and it would have been 2 years. The two-state solution idea, why are we lying to ourselves? They don't want a two-state solution. They want Israel to be absolved. They do not want a Jewish state. They made it clear, I don't know for how many years. Netanyahu, they removed Jews from Gaza and gave it to them. And what did they do in return? They elected a terrorist organization that extracted funding and resources from them to build tunnels to create terrorism against Israel. They cannot live in peace with these people. They continue to fight against Israel and the Jewish state. And I don't understand why we're acting as if that's not so. They've given them their own sovereignty to a certain degree. Imagine if they had
Do you
their
think,
own
Officer
state.
Tatum?
So that wasn't the only, part of the debate. Obviously, it's a lot longer. You can go check it out on Piers Morgan's YouTube. I'm sure there are other great parts as well. Officer Tatum, I cannot say more about this guy. He is incredible. He is spending the last couple months defending Israel at every turn. He interviewed Netanyahu. He has been on every single story going after these anti-Israel lies, not because he has to, not because he's Jewish, not because he's somehow paid by Zionists or funded by AIPAC, but because he doesn't like the lies. He doesn't like the lies against the Jewish people. He doesn't understand why a small group of people is persecuted against in such a vicious manner. I actually have corresponded with him on Instagram, via just DM and just, posting stories and promoting one another. He's incredible. Check him out, follow him, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. He is, diverting a lot of his attention instead of going with the MAGA woke right, Candace Tucker sort of movement. He is moving a lot of his sort of, attention from regular conservatism to just defending the Jewish people and Israel, and it is much needed at this time. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to help and support us, you can go to IsraelUncensored.com to check out our merchandise store. We just dropped a lot of merch, and some of it is Charlie Kirk, dedicated to him. So definitely check that out. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you believe in what we do here over at Jewish Uncensored, consider supporting us in a few different ways. You can support us monetarily by going to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored. You can also go to our new merchandise store, IsraelUncensored.com, where we just dropped a bunch of new merch. Additionally, to gain access to exclusive content, you can go to our memberships tab on this channel and join there. And finally, you can share this video with both family and friends in order to share this message with the world. Thank you so much for your support.